Hello, robotics fans. The Crazy Cat Ladies welcome you back to the Safe Spring Saturday Seminar Series. So far in our series, we have heard from 6 fantastic First Tech Challenge teams. Now get hyped for today's presenters, the one, the only, Greased Lightning.
This fun and impressive team were Think Award finalists and also second place Inspire Award winners at the Florida State Champions. They also won the Connect Award and are here to tell us more about how they accomplished that feat. Take it away, Greased Lightning.
Hi guys, so I'm Cassia.
And I'm Nicholas.
Obviously we're from Greased Lightning, and like she said, we won the Connect Award at Florida State Championship, and it does take a lot of work. So we're gonna go through and show you guys a little bit about the Connect Award and how to win it, hopefully. All right, so first of all, what even is the Connect Award? So this is directly from the award descriptions posted on First, and this seems like a lot of writing. So let's break it down, shall we? All right, so the first thing, I sort of took the first section, and here we go. So one of the big things they focus on is obviously connecting with the community. So this award is given to the team that most connects with their local science, technology, engineering, and math community. So what does that mean? That means hosting community service events and also connecting with sponsors and gaining mentors from people. So it's basically an all-around approach. We also engage our STEM community by, again, doing community service events, teaching kids what STEM and FIRST is all about, and also showing businesses how we run as a team and what FIRST is really what they stand for.
Okay, so different ideas that you can engage in with your community would be like school events, and you would come by these through contacting your student government. For us, it's called SGA. So you can contact them and get in and set up different events like freshman orientation or open house and stuff. And then also mentoring or starting an FLL team, you can contact local elementary schools or at-home teams and stuff. And then reaching out to organizations, you can do this through email or a website, even family and friends. And then finally, we do beach cleanups with our marine science club. So we contact other clubs at our school and just talk to them and see if we can connect with them. And
yeah, so they do a lot of the clubs at our school. Since our school is pretty big, it has around 5,000 kids. We're actually able to reach out to other clubs and say, hey, what are you guys doing that we can maybe help with? And if you're a local team rather than a school team, what you can do is try and connect with your school and say, hey, what are you guys doing? Or connect with local elementary schools. All right. So this is a little bit farther down into the award description, and it says helping the community understand FIRST and the team itself. So this is through more general community service events and also businesses. This is a large part because as students, we kind of have to look forward to our next career, and FIRST is absolutely great at that. And they want to make sure that we connect with our future jobs, hopefully. So this is what they say is that you have to seek and recruit engineers and explore the opportunities available in the field. So what they mean by that is that when you go to a company and you talk about, I don't know if you want to sponsor or they want to sponsor you or something, it's a lot more than that. So I'll let Nicholas take it away on this one.
all right, so reaching out to STEM companies near you, you could do that. It's more than just sponsorships that they can provide. So you can also do shadowing programs at them, and also mentorship, which means people from the company come and help you out during whatever meetings you could have.
Yeah, they become mentors. A few of our mentors are actually from companies. And what you can do, we actually have Motorola near us and Magic Leap and several other companies. I know the Space Coast companies have, or Space Coast teams have a lot of companies near them, and I'm sure you guys do too. There's STEM everywhere. So what you just have to do is find local organizations and reach out to them. All right, so the last part is talking about a team plan and steps to achieve their goals. So what does this all mean? So we kind of broke down what a team plan is and took this directly from the engineering book guidelines. So they have a couple of different things, and we're just going to talk about those really quickly. So the first thing is the direction the team wants to take and the goals. So there are a few questions that we ask ourselves when we're developing this part of our team. So what do we envision for our team? What's our overall goal? And how will we get there? So a few of our goals this year, more related to outreach, where we want to help our community understand STEM and FIRST, because I don't know about you guys, but STEM and FIRST has definitely changed my life, and I want to share that with anyone possible. So those are just a few ways that we kind of talk about what we do and how we do it. So to get there, we plan to. That's one of the main phrases, I'd say, because you do have to talk about what you kind of, or how you kind of get there. So the steps, basically, that was the other part of it. So you need to talk about the steps that you actually take. So for example, we conduct outreach events. That's one of our steps. And the other step is mentoring other FIRST teams. Like he talked about, you can reach out to local or other FLL teams, like elementary school FLL teams, to try and mentor them. We, in fact, I think we mentored one in Tennessee at one time. This was found through our coach, actually, and it's a great way to connect with other people. Friends and family are probably one of our biggest motivators. The other one would have to be websites. All right, so another thing to talk about in the team direction and goals is timelines. They actually, they suggest in the, I believe it's the award descriptions, that you include a timeline in your engineering book. So engineering book, wow. This is our little baby. It is quite large and it's our pride and joy. But we have a lot in here, including the team direction and goals. And we do several timelines, like we have a robot systems timeline, and we also have this one. We call it the robot team milestones. So this basically, these are the steps that we believe will work to get us not only into Worlds, but also to teach people on our team the importance of things in STEM and how to work through different problems. So a few of the ones on there, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just to finish brainstorming, get to the scrimmage, engineering book, etc. And this actually goes on, I believe, for 2 or 3 pages. So I just cut one of the pages there for you. But you do have to make sure you basically put all the major milestones in there and kind of keep them aligned to what your team does. So our team is very inclusive, and we're a large team. So we do have to worry about members and training them and teaching them, hey, this is what STEM is all about, and this is what our team is all about. For a smaller team, maybe your goals are slightly different. Maybe you have a closer knit like team, I guess, because there are fewer of you. But what you can do is then you can talk about different goals. All right. A little bit more about goals. We include this in our business plan and our engineering book, which is section B. It's also in our sustainability plan. So members and how we actually get members. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about this a little bit about the FLL team.
So like through our FLL team, I know both of us have like come from it. So we use like people from our FLL team, and like we tell them, oh, you should come up and join our team. So a sustainability plan that like it sort of like helps keep the team alive.
It sustains the team, which is why it's a sustainability plan. Because a lot of people think that the sustainability plan is just money, but it's really not. You have to talk about members. You have to talk about coaches, mentors. Some people move away. Like my freshman year, I had one of our largest mentors moved away. But what we did was we talked to teachers within our school and also parents and tried to see if they could come and mentor us. And well, it worked. We have several mentors actually this year. A few goals that you have to make sure to include are more than just outreach, like I said. Try and include team goals, like teaching members new skills, obviously. Fundraising goals, which is a large thing because as we know, these robots are not exactly cheap. So you do have to make sure to kind of keep up everything in terms of money, and robot goals like we showed before. So budget and fundraising, fun. This is actually part of the Connect Award, even though it doesn't kind of seem like it, it really is. We keep our budget in a spreadsheet, and mainly 2 people manage it. We do talk about what we would like to spend our money on as a team, but we do have to make sure that only a few people are given edit access, just because we don't want anyone changing it. What we do is we come up with a budget, so the budget amount in that table there, for the first year, I guess. So at the beginning of the year, we sit down, we're like, all right, how much do we spend on each of these different things? And there are several different categories there, and a few of them, that's only part of the table. We're missing a few of them. And if you look on the first website, they have extremely useful tools on this. They give you a bunch of different categories, and they have several different, I believe they even have an Excel spreadsheet that you can copy and use for your team. But once we do that, we have the forecast there, like we said, and then we have the actual costs. So how much should we actually spend on this? That's a very important thing. And then we just sort of have a category. So what kind of category does this fit in? And then we're able to create sometimes a pie chart, sometimes just an overall percentage of how much of our team or how much of our money we're spending on each part of the team.
All right, so different ideas to seek out sponsors would be like through friends and family, which like you could you just like look through friends and family and just find like different like companies that they work at, or like stuff like that. And then neighbors, the same thing. Local stores, like we got sponsored by like a barbershop once, so you just like contact them through like email and stuff. And also the first website is like a huge one, because they contain like key information about sponsorships, as well as like they give you like a team sponsorship packet. And we use this, we like edit it just a bit to like suit our needs. And we have them with different levels of sponsorship. So like each company that sponsors us would like get sort of like logos on a robot, or like logos on their logo on the website, or even the brochure. And then also occasionally we could give like gifts to the companies that sponsor us.
Yeah, usually we do that about midway through the season or at the end of the season, saying, hey, thank you so much for sponsoring us. We also invite them to competitions a lot. And often they'll actually invite us to their locations. So do you want to talk about what we do at Motorola?
So at Motorola is one of the companies that sponsors us. And like they have like one day in the year, or they have like a couple days that they invite us to like showcase our like what we do in FTC. And there's one that's like Take Your Child to Work Day, that we like go and show to like younger STEM students like our robot and like what it can do.
You want to talk about the innovation showcase?
And then I guess. And then also they have the innovation showcase, where we showcase our robot to like actual like engineers at Motorola. So instead of like little people, it's big.
Yeah, and in doing that, we can actually inspire others to start first teams. In fact, I think at Motorola, there are at least 2 or 3 FLL teams, which we are very glad to have inspired. And we also work with different high schools around our area once we go to these events. So we actually see, I don't know if you guys know them, Western Wired Cats. They're one of the teams that are also sponsored by Motorola, and we work with them at several of these Motorola events to try and spread STEM and FIRST into the engineering community, which is extremely important. And FIRST actually emphasizes this as well.
All right, so there's a bunch of different required criteria like we talked about earlier. One big part is gracious professionalism, which, kind of obvious, I guess. And then the engineering book, like the community service stuff, like in the engineering book, and like the Connect stuff, is really important, like to have it in the engineering book. This is directly from the award description as well. So the team plan is important, future goals, and like the steps they would take to reach those goals. It's a lot of what we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
All right, and then also more required criteria would be like developing connections, Connect Award, engaging with like the engineering community as well. Through like, we could have like mentorships. Alumni is like a huge thing. Like people that were on the team and like connecting with them is really big. Like she's graduating next year or this year, sorry. And we're gonna like keep in touch with her, and that really helps. Also, one person that like we've stayed in touch with till they've got a job is Robbie Giddin. He's a aerospace engineer up in Washington for Blue Origin. So that's really interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of our alumni actually come back to help us, and that's a big part of what helps our team grow. In fact, this year we had several different meetings where I contacted alumni that were seniors my freshman year. So I'm a senior now, and these were people from 4 years ago, and they were happy to help come back and teach us. We actually asked them about a certain sensor. So spreading information is absolutely great, and you do have to use alumni for that. And if you're a new team, reach out to other teams. I am 100% sure that they would love to help you. And in fact, what you guys are doing here, watching this, is absolutely amazing. And thank you to the Crazy Cat ladies for hosting this. It's a really great idea, and we're happy to be a part of it. Okay, so just to wrap up, we obviously, to hopefully win the Connect Award, we connect with our community. So you guys should definitely connect with your community, whether it's businesses or little kids through FLL or through community events. That's a big one. Again, business sponsorships, mentoring younger teams, showing the judges your goals. So you don't just have to have these goals. Having these goals is great, and it'll probably help you succeed, but you got to show the judges show the judges everything you got. And that's what we use our engineering book, and several different, like our brochure has it as well. So you have to make sure to tell the judges this, and also in your interview. That is a big thing. Make sure you, if you're going for the Connect Award, pick out a few of these keywords, pick out a few of the things you've created to show the judges, and show them exactly what you're talking about in your interview. And most of all, have fun. That's what FIRST is all about. And we are so glad that we have been part of FIRST. Well, at least it's the end of my journey, but I am so glad to have it, and I'm sure you will have fun in the future. All right. So thank you guys so much. Hope that was useful. Thanks for having us. And yeah, I think we'll take any questions at this point.
That was great. Thank you both for that information that you provided. I have one question. How do you connect with the professional community in a way that is meaningful to your team?
So we sort of like,
So we do this again through Motorola, but also through other companies as well. So we do make sure to reach out through parents and through anyone our coach might know, because she knows a lot of people, luckily. And we're actually able to talk to them and kind of show them what FIRST is and get them really interested in it, and hopefully enough to show them what they to have them help us with whatever we're learning. We also, I don't know if you guys know MATE ROV, it's a competition. We were actually able to meet with their CEO. She flew down, and we were able to talk to her and kind of get a better understanding of how they run MATE and what it's all about. And that's an underwater robotics competition, if you guys don't know. And we were just, that's one of the ways we really reach out to the community, and we say, hey, we're interested in learning. What can you teach us?
How do you guys come up with your brand? You guys are like a very recognizable team with your annual dance at the Florida FTC competition. So how do you guys come up with that?
So our school mascot is like a lightning bolt, I guess. So we're like, okay, we're a robotics team, so we're like Greased Lightning, I guess. And then we just sort of like took everything from like that movie and like that theme, and we just played along with it, and like, yeah,
Yeah, so obviously it's from movie Grease, and if you see our logo, it's a bit Grease themed. We also, if you guys have ever seen us at competitions, we wear poodle skirt. Well, the girls wear poodle skirts and high ponytails, and the guys wear jeans and leather jackets. And we really embody the 50 spirit. And like you said, our dance is a big part of who we are. We actually dance the song Greased Lightning, and we do it every single year at every competition that we go to. And it's a lot of fun, and it's also something that we really like to bring with us.
I have another question. Do you have any qualities you look for in sponsors, and how do you give back to them?
All right, so do we have any qualities we look for? Usually we try to go with a STEM. Usually we try to go with a STEM community or a STEM business. And the reason we do that is just to help with mentorship and everything. But we also, what else? Sorry about that, the door just opened. We do try and, what was the other part of the question?
How do you give back to your sponsors?
So we give back to them by helping them out at all these different events. It actually, in some cases, it helps them get funding, which is absolutely amazing. But in other cases, we actually, like we said, we give out baskets and everything, and we invite them to our competitions, which a lot of times, if they get their bosses involved, what they do is they're actually able to say, hey, we're sharing our knowledge with the community, and they have, I forget what it's called, but it's where they have to reach out to the community as well. So they're sort of doing that with us at the same time we're doing it with them. And it's a mutual relationship.
How much of your team works on the community outreach aspect of FTC?
So we try and get like everyone involved in like the actual like events. But so I'm the community service like officer, and what I try to do like for the engineering book and stuff is like I try and like whoever like went to these events, I try and like have them write like the pages for it. But like also as well, we try and get like everyone involved because like the more the merrier, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much everyone is at our community service events. And we even have a few pages in the engineering book with an attendance sheet, basically. It's a table just with who attended what event. And do you remember how many hours we totaled?
It's a lot.
Yeah, it was around what, 500?
600.
600 something. So yeah, it's quite a few hours, and we're lucky enough to have a large team and to actually be able to help our community and actually deal with a lot of kids, which is, some people don't find it fun. I don't know, I find it fun. And having a lot of people there actually helps with that. But we do make sure to include the entire team. And there are a few people who mainly organize these events and try and keep them up, like, ready.
It's really nice. Thank you. Have either of you made plans for college or decided what you'd like to study?
All right, so I'm going to the University of California, San Diego. So that's way up in California. And I'm planning to study electrical engineering and biomedical engineering on the pre-med track. So quite a bit. But this has really been inspired from FIRST. I genuinely don't think I would have studied either electrical or biomedical engineering without my experiences from FTC and FLL as well.
So for me, I want to do something like aerospace engineering, but yeah, that's it. I don't know. I don't really know what I want.
Yeah, but you say FIRST has helped you.
Yeah, FIRST has like made me want to do this stuff because just.
Yeah, and definitely, I know you were working with an alumni actually the other day.
Yes, I was. So I have like sort of like a little summer project, and I contacted one of our alumni who actually is like an aerospace engineer. He goes to Purdue, I think it is. So yeah, I was just talking to him about different things.
Yeah, and they help a lot in trying to encourage us to do whatever we feel we want to do.
One last question for you guys. Do you have any suggestions for how to have a good day at competition in your league meets or championships?
How to have a good day at competition. Honestly, just have fun. Um, there's there's a lot that you have to do to prepare. I mean, you have to make sure you're ready. That's one of the big things that you have to do. Um, but when you're there, there's pretty much nothing else you can do. Yeah, sure, you can change your robot a little bit. You can maybe add something to your engineering book. But once you're there, relax. You've prepared so much for this day. Just sit back, relax. Your robot does how it does. You've already planned out your strategy. Just chill out and have fun.
Yeah, what I try to do is like if I'm not like on like the drive team or whatever, we just like go in the stands and we just scream our lungs out and like just have fun, and like that sort of just like wipes away any like doubt or anything, I guess.
Yeah, it's competitions are wow. When you look back on first, you're going to remember the competitions most of all, and it's it's a lot of fun interacting with other teams and being in the stands and dancing with them. It's so much fun. So just make sure that's a big part of your team, along with preparation for the competition, so you can have fun at them.
All right, that's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for spending some time with us this afternoon and sharing your wisdom with us. We look forward to seeing you next year and dancing with you at state.
Thank you so much for having
Thank you.
us.
Thanks again, Greased Lightning. You have an awesome and inspiring team. Next Saturday, June 20th at noon, SSSSS continues. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.